Whew. What a day. It's not over yet. So I'm going to yet another spot. I wish I had time to stop over Miss O'Rourke's way, because she is getting it in online. Kudos to her, because again, Scorpio suns like myself and Scorpio rises are on a rise right now, and that is us. One day we'll come back together as a power couple. I'm not afraid of saying who I'm talking about, even though for some reason she is. That's her business. Anyway, and I see you on live right now, boo. All right, so what I want to talk about really quick, because I have 2 videos to put out myself today. When I was sitting in that break room, as I usually do most Thursdays and some other days at this place of business that I work at. Can't put the business out there. But all day they had the news on. MS Nobody Cares or Clinton News Network, you know, those ones. And I've been staying with family, and lately it's been my mother, and she loves to watch the news through the night, in our sleep, all that, all through the house. So anyway, I have heard just about enough of January 6, 2021. It's literally about to be January 6, 2023 in a few short months, like 2.5 months, right? And they're literally still talking about how they got the right email or the right quote or the right whatever to get DJT locked up, whatever. Lock them up. Do what you're going to do. But it's not happening. That's why it's almost 2 years. And the hype is just about as hype as the hype of in the Truth of World, we call them the like the emails. Goodness gracious, my work phone is ringing. 1 second, y'all. I'm glad I'm getting promoted, because I'm getting a whole lot of responsibilities back and forth. But anyway, bouncing back and forth between the job and the business I tend to, which is astrology and these truths. I believe I was talking about, because I've literally been off the video and trying to get to the last job, is 409, still Thursday, October 20th, the day before my son's birthday, 2022. So, all in all, as in the previous video before this, it's just a lot coming out and coming at everyone. So that is why I'm trying to tone it down, my own extreme energies, and be able to tone out certain things that will trigger me to be aggressively communicating. Okay? The reason I still haven't pulled up on Miss O'Rourke, because the aggression's still there. We still in our Sagittarius and Mercury. We got a lot of similar placements too. We both have Mercury and Sagittarius, and both have Venus and Scorpio, and they both are coming up on their returns. So I'm trying to step into all this energy in a different way, especially because of the Scorpio eclipse, because this means our whole cycle. People that have placements in Scorpios in the big 6, especially the big 3. The big 3 again are your sun, your moon, and your rising. So mine is my sun and my Venus, because that's in the big 6, you know. So I have 2 of these Scorpio placements, and so does she, the Scorpio rising and the Venus. We are going to chill until this eclipse pushes us in a new energy. And anybody who has Scorpio placements, I encourage you to have the same kind of energy, especially all my Scorpio suns and Scorpio risings. There's another Scorpio rising, a former friend whose sun has been going in on her because she has not changed some of her energies. I mean, listen, I feel it. I'm definitely not perfect, definitely not telling nobody what to do without telling myself what to do. But I would just encourage us all. I could show you better than I could tell you, of course, so I'm trying to show you a better me so that my powers can elevate and my mind can elevate and my spirit can elevate. So, and I can get with the thing, and I can manifest the things that I want and need instead of manifesting things I don't need. So, DJT is still being discussed. A little too much, a little too late. On top of me seeing, and I was on a meeting, but it was still in, you know, I could still hear it in the background, even with my headphones on in this meeting on my laptop. But the headline said, DOJ, Department of Justice, still the federal government, needs more money from the White House to investigate January 6th. Why, y'all? This is why I definitely had somebody block me, because you got to block me to shut me up sometimes. Even though I'm going to be more respectful in how I present my information and communicating with others, I politely posted today, and I'll post a copy of it here. If you're still voting, you're part of the problem. And another one of my friends came in and said, no, you are the problem if you're still voting. And that's facts. Why is it facts? Because we literally are allowing the government to pay for an investigation that really there's no necessity in locking DJT up. None at all. Now, locking up the current skin mask in charge, son and him, is something that should be investigated, and I wouldn't mind spending tax dollars on. Even though I don't pay them. You didn't hear that. The locking up of Trump for whatever he says and people don't like is and y'all are allowing this shit to happen by voting. Another thing you're allowing to happen by voting is allowing the media, or giving the media the algorithm, giving them any attention of yours in order to for them to say things and listen. I'm going all around the place, but let me say this first before I continue. I literally have created already 3 beings on this earth, which means I had to do that with the opposite sex, right? I've created 6 beings actually, and 3 of them did not make it because of my selfish actions. My selfish actions. The headline said on this news that I still had to be tormented with while I was working today. The headline said there's a book out called Men, something. See, I totally kind of forgot the name because I wanted to put it out of my head, but men are 100%, not 99, not 50, 100% responsible for abortions. Men are 100% responsible for abortions. Now I know, and that they needed to strap up. Right. And then the lady caught on with the Adam's apple in her neck, which means she's not a lady. Talking about this shit. Yo, I cannot be okay with people who are okay with this kind of shit. You cannot sit up here and be mad at me for being a lesbian, whatever label you want to call me now, even though I've already done my due diligence at almost 45 years on this planet, in this body, in this vessel, and created other bodies and vessels. And then one of my bodies and vessels I created is creating another one right now. You cannot say I didn't do my due diligence, and now that I want to move on, that's a problem. Because clearly, I wouldn't have to move on to a whole gender of beings if that gender of beings was being a little bit more smart. And I'm not talking about strap up smart. I'm talking about allowing these of the same gender to switch their gender and then talk about what the previous gender they left or the previous gender they want to be, what will never be, needs to do. Like, the wasting of energies, money coming from powers that be and the people who are programmed by them is ridiculous. Ridiculous. And then the arguments are pointless. While we're doing all this arguing on, and I'm not even going to get on Kanye right now, okay? I'm not even going to get on Ye right now. But all that distractions, whether necessary or not, is not pushing us forward in any kind of way. There's nobody voting that could tell me a good reason why they need to vote. There's nobody that can tell me a good reason why we should blame one gender for creating the reason they create other genders, because literally they're just the key. They're just the spark. Women have to cook them for 9 months. It's a longer process with the woman than it is the man. So how can we put all the responsibility on that? That's like saying if you didn't put the match up to the gas, it wouldn't have came on. So the match is totally responsible for the gas coming on and burning the damn pot or whatever. Like, make it make fucking sense. Always make it make sense. And I'm done with my 10-minute or more rant. Trying to do shorts a lot and then keep these videos short. So the first one was about astrology. This one was a little bit more about truths. All this again is tied under Mars and Gemini. I'm gonna create a playlist so I can throw all my rants or preaches or speeches or whatever you want to call them in one spot. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I'm really looking for somebody to join me so that we can have an interaction and bring our groups together in order to get the message out, or just have a better conversation and see where everybody's coming from and see what we can do other than, talking shit to each other. Maybe talking sense with each other instead of to. That's another day. And so I wanted it to be you. Peace, y'all.